These days everyone is talking about diet, talking about what of kind diet you need. The vegans will say vegan diet is the best and the Mediterraneans will say the Mediterranean diet is the best because theirs is much more balanced. Don't even get me started on keto diet. Oh, there is even intermittent fasting. I mean, there are many kinds of diet out there, but today I want to tell you about anti-inflammatory diet and the role of inflammatory foods in causing and increasing risk of many diseases out there. In this video, you will learn at least 5 inflammatory foods that are causing or damaging your health, and I will give you at least 5 anti-inflammatory foods that you can use to replace them. You will learn why these foods are dangerous and why the anti-inflammatory alternatives are better and could even save you from cancer. Don't get me wrong. Each of these foods have their benefits and dangers. You will learn those in this video and many more, so sit tight and watch this video to the end. And at the end, if you enjoyed this video and find it informative, please like, subscribe and comment on which diet you think is the best. Hi, if you are new to my channel, I am V and welcome to the Best Health channel on YouTube, where we talk about everything related to your health and well-being. What is inflammatory food, or what foods are considered inflammatory? In general, the term inflammatory foods is used to describe foods that can potentially increase inflammation in the body, which is usually considered a negative aspect, especially when it comes to chronic inflammation linked to various diseases. However, to provide a balanced perspective and address the complexities of how these foods might impact health under certain circumstances, we can explore some contexts where foods typically labeled as inflammatory may have benefits or play a role in a balanced diet. It's important to approach this with an understanding that the overall impact of these foods on health can vary greatly depending on individual health conditions, dietary balance, and portion control. But before we talk about the potential benefits of these foods, let's look at the foods that are considered inflammatory. Sugar and high fructose corn syrup, found in candies, soft drinks, and desserts. These can increase inflammation markers in the body, such as C-reactive protein, CRP. Artificial trans fats, often labeled as partially hydrogenated oils, found in some margarines, cookies, and fast foods. They are known to promote inflammation, heart disease, and diabetes. Refined carbohydrates, such as white bread, white pasta, and pastries. They have a high glycemic index, spiking blood sugar and insulin levels, leading to inflammation. Processed meat, such as sausages, bacon, and ham. These contain advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which can trigger inflammation. Excessive alcohol. High levels of alcohol consumption can increase inflammation and damage the liver over time. Processed snacks. Chips, crackers, and some microwave popcorn that contain omega-6 fatty acids in excess can promote inflammation when not balanced with omega-3s. Fried foods, like French fries and fried chicken, contain AGEs and can increase body inflammation. While these foods are considered bad for your health, let's look at their potential benefits when eaten in the right quantity. Energy density. Foods high in sugars and fats, often considered inflammatory, are also energy dense. For athletes or individuals engaged in high-intensity physical activities, these foods can provide a quick source of energy. For example, simple carbohydrates can be beneficial for immediate energy replenishment during long-distance running or competitive sports. Omega-6 fatty acids. While excessive intake of omega-6 fatty acids, found in certain oils and processed snacks, can promote inflammation if not balanced with omega-3s, they are still essential fatty acids. The body needs them for development and growth, and they play a crucial role in brain function as well as normal growth and development. Palatability and satisfaction. Foods that may contribute to inflammation, such as those high in saturated fats or added sugars, tend to be highly palatable. This can increase meal satisfaction and enjoyment, which is an important aspect of a sustainable diet. In moderation, this can help individuals adhere to a balanced diet by allowing occasional indulgences. Nutrient provision. Some foods that can be pro-inflammatory in excess, like red meat, provide essential nutrients, including protein, iron, zinc, and vitamin B12. In controlled amounts, these foods can be part of a balanced diet, especially when chosen carefully, e.g., choosing lean cuts of meat. Cultural and social importance. Foods often categorized as inflammatory can have significant cultural, traditional, and social importance. Sharing these foods during special occasions or as part of cultural practices can foster a sense of community and belonging, which is beneficial for mental and emotional health. It's crucial to understand that the key to a healthy diet lies in balance, variety, and moderation. While certain foods can contribute to inflammation when consumed in excess, they can still have a place in a balanced diet when consumed responsibly and in moderation, particularly when paired with a wide variety of anti-inflammatory foods rich in nutrients. The focus should be on overall dietary patterns rather than demonizing specific foods. We have been saying these foods are bad, but how bad can they be? What are the health implications of eating these foods in excess? Consuming foods that promote inflammation, especially in large quantities and over a long period, can have several adverse health effects. Here are 5 significant dangers associated with a diet high in inflammatory foods. Increased risk of chronic diseases. Diets high in inflammatory foods, such as processed meats, refined carbs, and sugary beverages, are linked to an elevated risk of chronic diseases, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. The inflammatory response triggered by these foods can lead to endothelial dysfunction, insulin resistance, and abnormal cell growth, all of which are pathways to chronic disease development. Exacerbation of inflammatory conditions. For individuals with autoimmune diseases, like rheumatoid arthritis or inflammatory bowel disease, or other inflammatory conditions, consuming foods that promote inflammation can worsen symptoms. It can lead to increased pain, flare-ups, and overall discomfort, as these foods can intensify the body's inflammatory responses. Weight gain and obesity. Inflammatory foods often have high caloric content but low nutritional value, contributing to weight gain and obesity when consumed in excess. Obesity itself is an inflammatory state, and carrying excess weight can further exacerbate inflammation throughout the body, creating a cycle that's difficult to break. Impaired immune function. A diet high in foods that promote inflammation can impair the body's immune response. Chronic inflammation can lead to an overworked and weakened immune system, making it harder for the body to fight infections and diseases effectively. This weakened state can also lead to increased susceptibility to infections and slower recovery times. Mental health impacts. Emerging research suggests a link between diet-induced inflammation and mental health conditions, including depression and anxiety. Inflammatory foods can affect brain function and may contribute to mood disorders. This is thought to be related to inflammation's impact on brain chemicals, neurotransmitters, involved in mood regulation, as well as the gut-brain axis, where an unhealthy gut microbiome resulting from a poor diet can negatively affect mental health. It's important to note that while occasional consumption of these foods might not lead to immediate harm for most people, it's the long-term dietary patterns that have the most significant impact on health. Shifting towards a diet rich in anti-inflammatory foods, like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, fatty fish, and nuts, can help mitigate these risks and promote overall well-being. Talking about anti-inflammatory foods, what are they? And what makes them the perfect replacements for inflammatory foods? On the flip side, anti-inflammatory foods are like the body's superheroes, fighting against inflammation and protecting the body's harmony. These foods are rich in antioxidants, polyphenols, omega-3 fatty acids, and other nutrients that help reduce inflammation. Consuming these foods supports the immune system, reduces the risk of chronic inflammation, and promotes overall health. I want you to know that antioxidants help to reduce free radicals in the body, thereby reducing the risk of cancers. Now that you know what anti-inflammatory foods are, what are these foods in particular? Berries. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are full of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants called flavonoids, which reduce inflammation. Fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, and anchovies are rich in omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA, which have significant anti-inflammatory effects. Broccoli. High in antioxidants like sulforaphane, which fights against inflammation by reducing levels of cytokines and NF-κB, which drive inflammation. Avocados. Loaded with potassium, magnesium, fiber, and heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. They also contain carotenoids and tocopherols, which are linked to reduced cancer risk. Green tea. Packed with antioxidants, particularly epigallocatechin 3 gallate, EGCG, which reduces inflammation and safeguards cells from damage. Peppers. Bell peppers and chili peppers are loaded with vitamin C and antioxidants that have powerful anti-inflammatory effects. Turmeric. Contains curcumin, a strong anti-inflammatory compound that reduces inflammation-related markers like CRP. Now, let's look at their benefits in detail. Anti-inflammatory foods are packed with nutrients that help combat inflammation in the body, offering a range of health benefits. Here are 5 significant benefits of incorporating anti-inflammatory foods into your diet. Reduced risk of chronic diseases. Consuming a diet rich in anti-inflammatory foods, such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, fatty fish, and whole grains, is linked to a lower risk of chronic diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. These foods contain various antioxidants and nutrients that can help prevent the cellular damage and inflammation that contribute to these conditions. Improved heart health. Anti-inflammatory diets are beneficial for heart health. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon and flax seeds, can lower levels of blood triglycerides, reduce blood pressure, and decrease the risk of stroke and heart failure. The antioxidants found in berries and leafy greens can also help reduce arterial inflammation and improve cholesterol levels. Enhanced immune function. Anti-inflammatory foods can bolster the immune system. Nutrients like vitamins C and E, zinc, and selenium play roles in supporting immune function. A diet rich in these nutrients can help the body fend off infections more efficiently and mitigate the severity of illnesses. Support for gut health. Many anti-inflammatory foods, such as those high in fiber, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and fermented foods, yogurt, kefir, kimchi, promote a healthy gut microbiome. A balanced gut microbiome is crucial for reducing inflammation, enhancing digestion, and improving nutrient absorption, which in turn supports overall health. Mood and cognitive benefits. There's a growing body of evidence linking diet and mental health, with anti-inflammatory foods playing a positive role in mood regulation and cognitive function. Omega-3 fatty acids, for example, are linked to reduced rates of depression and anxiety. Whole foods high in antioxidants can protect against cognitive decline and improve brain function. Incorporating a variety of anti-inflammatory foods into your diet can provide these benefits and contribute to a healthier, more balanced lifestyle. These foods not only help reduce inflammation but also offer a wealth of essential nutrients that support the body's overall function and well-being. While anti-inflammatory foods are generally beneficial and promote health, there are scenarios where caution might be needed, reflecting the complexity of nutrition and individual health conditions. Here are 5 considerations to keep in mind. Allergic reactions. Some anti-inflammatory foods can cause allergic reactions in certain individuals. For example, nuts and seeds, including flax seeds and chia seeds, are excellent sources of omega-3 fatty acids but can trigger allergic reactions in some people. Similarly, shellfish, a good source of anti-inflammatory omega-3s, can also cause severe allergic reactions. High calorie content. While foods like avocados, nuts, and olive oil are anti-inflammatory, they are also high in calories. Consuming them in large amounts without adjusting other aspects of the diet could lead to weight gain. It's important to balance intake with overall dietary needs and physical activity levels. Interactions with medications. Certain anti-inflammatory foods and supplements, particularly those high in vitamin K like kale and spinach, can interact with blood-thinning medications such as warfarin. Omega-3 supplements can also affect blood clotting. It's crucial for individuals on these medications to consult healthcare providers before making significant dietary changes or adding supplements. Digestive discomfort. For some people, a sudden increase in fiber intake from anti-inflammatory foods like whole grains, legumes, and certain vegetables can cause digestive discomfort, including bloating, gas, and constipation. Gradually increasing fiber intake and ensuring adequate water consumption can help mitigate these effects. Potential for nutrient imbalances. An overly restrictive diet focusing solely on certain anti-inflammatory foods could lead to nutrient imbalances or deficiencies. It's essential to maintain a varied diet that includes a wide range of nutrients. For instance, excluding all animal products without careful planning can lead to deficiencies in vitamin B12, iron, calcium, and zinc. While the dangers associated with anti-inflammatory foods are relatively minor compared to the potential harms of a diet high in inflammatory foods, these considerations underscore the importance of balance, moderation, and attention to individual health needs in dietary choices. Always consult with a healthcare provider or a dietitian for personalized dietary advice, especially if you have existing health conditions or dietary restrictions. The impact of diet, particularly the roles of inflammatory and anti-inflammatory foods, varies significantly across different diseases. Pay attention to this comparative analysis, focusing on when each group might be beneficial or detrimental. Diseases benefited by anti-inflammatory foods. Cardiovascular disease. Anti-inflammatory foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, and antioxidants can help reduce blood pressure, lower cholesterol, and decrease the risk of heart disease and stroke by reducing arterial inflammation. Type 2 diabetes. A diet high in anti-inflammatory foods can improve insulin sensitivity and blood sugar control, reducing inflammation linked to insulin resistance, a key factor in type 2 diabetes. Rheumatoid arthritis. Anti-inflammatory foods can reduce the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines, potentially decreasing joint pain and inflammation, improving joint function, and possibly reducing the need for medications. Inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, conditions like Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis may benefit from anti-inflammatory foods, as they can help reduce gut inflammation and promote a healthy gut microbiome. Depression and anxiety. Emerging research suggests a diet rich in anti-inflammatory foods may have a beneficial effect on mental health, potentially reducing symptoms of depression and anxiety through decreased inflammation and improved gut-brain axis communication. Diseases where inflammatory foods can be detrimental. Obesity. Diets high in inflammatory foods, particularly those rich in trans fats, refined carbs, and sugars, can exacerbate obesity, a condition itself linked to increased inflammation and higher risk of several chronic diseases. Asthma. Inflammatory foods can worsen inflammation in the airways, potentially exacerbating asthma symptoms. A diet high in saturated fats, for example, may increase the risk of asthma attacks. Autoimmune diseases. In conditions like lupus and multiple sclerosis, inflammatory foods may worsen symptoms by increasing the body's inflammatory response, potentially leading to flare-ups. Cancer. Some studies suggest a diet high in certain inflammatory foods, such as processed and red meats, may be linked to an increased risk of cancers, including colorectal cancer, due to chronic inflammation and other factors like carcinogenic compounds in processed meats. Heart disease. Diets high in inflammatory foods can contribute to the development and progression of heart disease by increasing blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and arterial inflammation. In conclusion, the tale of inflammatory versus anti-inflammatory foods is not just a story of good versus evil, it's a guide to understanding how our choices on the dining table can significantly impact our health and well-being. By choosing more anti-inflammatory foods, rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and fiber, we empower our bodies to fight against the tide of chronic inflammation, reducing our risk of developing a host of diseases, from heart conditions and diabetes to autoimmune disorders and mental health challenges. Conversely, while the occasional indulgence in inflammatory foods can be part of a balanced lifestyle, regular consumption can set the stage for health issues down the line. Remember, the journey to health is not about perfection or elimination, but balance and informed choices. Every meal is an opportunity to nourish your body, support your health, and enjoy the bounty of delicious, beneficial foods available to us. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Your health is a valuable asset, and we're honored to be a part of your journey towards a healthier, happier you. If you found this information helpful, please give us a like, it helps more people find this content. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful guides and tips on living your best life, every day. Here's to making choices that support your health and well-being. Cheers to a vibrant, nourished life.